Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Jay and welcome to the Shiplife. So for today's video, we have a bundle of cruise news to get into. We do have two infamous cruise ships that have officially been sold off. We also have two cruise lines that are bringing back masking on board a couple of their ships, not all, for certain itineraries. And we also have to talk about Carnival Cruise Line as they are getting a brand new ship. Well, not brand new. They're taking a ship from another cruise line and bringing it over. Either way, let's go ahead and get into it. So sailing right into it, in Crystal Cruises news, we have learned that the 1995 built Crystal Symphony, as well as the 2003 built Crystal Serenity, have officially been sold. The Crystal Serenity sold for $103 million. Meanwhile, the older Crystal Symphony sold for $25 million. If you guys don't remember the situation that took place with Crystal Cruises and their two ships, the Crystal Serenity and the Crystal Symphony, at the beginning of the year, Crystal Cruises' parent company, Genting Hong Kong, filed for bankruptcy. And of course, Dream Cruises, Star Cruises, they all got looped all along with it, as well as Crystal Cruises. We also come to find out that Crystal Cruises alone is in debt with a petrol company, billions of dollars. And unfortunately, since they didn't have the money with this parent company going belly up, the petrol company essentially got the US involved and got a warrant basically put on Crystal Cruises, and they ended up targeting and trying to seize the Crystal Serenity and Crystal Symphony. And there was this whole chase, cat and mouse situation going on, and then eventually the control of Crystal Cruises' ship, the Crystal Symphony and Crystal Serenity, was no longer up to Crystal Cruises, and the ship set idle over in the Bahamas. I actually saw them whenever I jumped on the last sailing for Bahamas Paradise, just sitting there, no crew on board. Basically, it's a skeleton crew, the only amount of people needed to keep the ship operational, and we are finding out today now the ships are sold. Now, that does leave one other ship, the Crystal Endeavor. As of right now, it's said it's going to be sold at some point. However, there's an undetermined date. Nothing's been confirmed as of yet. And as far as the buyer for the Crystal Symphony and the Crystal Serenity, it is not public knowledge as of yet. Now, the Crystal Endeavor is believed to be getting sold over to Silver Sea Cruises. As for the other two ships, Serenity and Symphony, like I said, the buyer has not been put out to the public as of yet, but who knows? Maybe it's a new cruise line out there that's getting ready to step up to the plate and join the game. I mean, we saw what happened with Virgin. They didn't buy ships, they made some, but at the same time, there are a lot of players that are looking for opportunities during these rough times that we're potentially experiencing. So you never know. Moving on, we got to quickly talk about Holland America. Now, keep in mind that Holland America belonged to a family known as the Carnival Corporation, the largest cruising company on planet Earth. Also, Carnival is involved in there. AIDA is involved. Many other cruise lines, 9 brands total. Either way, you get the picture. So just keep that in mind moving forward with these two brands that are now making these changes to masking policies. So moving forward, this does affect Alaska sailings. Anybody that is sailing one way from BC over to Alaska, they now have to be wearing masks. It is officially required. However, as usual as well, if somebody's sailing from Seattle, for example, and they're doing a regular cruise from Seattle over to Alaska and back, it is recommended, not required, but highly recommended that you also wear a mask. All this is, of course, unfortunately due to a rise in COVID cases over in that particular area, that area being Alaska and Canada. As of right now, they say it's confirmed that about 400 cases per day are being confirmed over in that area, and that is twice the amount of cases that they were seeing in March of this year. However, there are also fears that there could be more than 400 cases per day because a lot of people have now converted over to at-home testing, meaning that if they do test positive, they may not go to a doctor, it may not be reported at all. So there is, of course, the worry for that. Also, looking at it from a passenger perspective, I think a lot of us are past the point of worrying about getting deathly ill from COVID, and hopefully it does not happen to anybody out there. But it looks like overall, the more so worry is a lot of people catching COVID and having to quarantine, be it on the ship or being in a quarantine hotel and basically being stuck somewhere. I know that's something a lot of people are worried about, so that's something everybody should, of course, keep an eye on when it comes to COVID and the whole situation revolving around cruise ships during this time in the pandemic. But that's all I got to say about Holland America and Princess. Just keep in mind, like I said, it's part of the Carnival Corporation, so if changes are happening with those two cruise lines, maybe it could happen to another company within the Carnival Corporation. Now, finally, of course, while you guys are hitting that like button, we have the Costa Luminessa. I hope I'm saying that right. That ship will be transferring to Carnival Cruise Lines. Now, this ship is the sister to 4 other Spirit class ships with Carnival Cruise Line. It's set to be sailing in September of this year over in, I believe it was Brisbane, Australia. Now, of course, this is is great, and Carnival is saying this is due to the pent-up demand. They're seeing a lot of numbers come in, a lot of people wanting to cruise on Carnival ships, so this is why they're adding this ship from Costa Cruise Lines. Originally, it was supposed to be the Costa Magica. However, of course, like always with anything, things just tend to change. Now, they said they are going to be making basically some quick renovations to the ship, maybe take the logo off, switch it to a Carnival ship, repaint it, stuff of that nature, and just like that, the ship will be in tip-top shape. So this is good news overall for Carnival Cruise Line. Anyway, I do apologize for brisking this whole news along. I currently have a break. I'm working 54 hours a week right now, rehearsal with Virgin Voyages for the next 2 weeks, so just trying to do my best to keep all of you updated. I appreciate all of you that has been tuning in. Thank you so much. I'm going to do my best to keep going, and as always, most of you know I try to put this as kind of like the priority because, well, this is how I make my money, but also I appreciate all you guys that support the channel and have been for these last couple years. So thank you for that. I'll see all of you later. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Of course, hit that like button. Just know that I appreciate and love every single one of you. Take it easy.